So kind of I know you guys have a big performance this week, and starting last week at Don Quixote, right? Is that did I
Don
work?
Don Quixote. I mean Don Quixote. There's so
Don
many ways to
Quixote.
say it. Yeah.
I've been trying to practice, so forgive me if I kind of stumble over it just slightly. But if you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the production that you guys are involved in.
So my name is Jessica Assef. This is gonna be the second show I'm doing for Don Quixote. We've done one. Tomorrow I do my second one, and it's the first time I'm doing this show playing Kitri. Um, and also my first season with Aplena Ballet. I just started. Um, I'm from Brazil.
Well, welcome to
Um,
Atlanta.
oh, thank you.
How long
I'm
have you been here in the
24
city?
years old. I've been here, I think, about 7 years.
Mhm.
I was I moved from Brazil to here to Orlando when I was, I think it was 2011 when I moved. Yeah.
And I think I cut you off as you were saying how old you were and kind of getting ready to talk about the play. I mean
Oh
the
yeah. Yeah, I'm 24 years old.
awesome. So kind of give us a overview, a quick overview of the production.
So the version we're doing is by Yuri Posakov. We're doing a two-act ballet. Yeah.
Now, is this your first as a lead dancer in a production? I guess in particular with the Atlanta Ballet.
Yes, this is my first season with them, but it's also my first time playing a principal role in a full-length ballet. So
Mhm.
it's pretty exciting to me to have this opportunity.
Now, I had a chance to go to the opening night performance, and you guys were getting all kinds of cheers and laughter, which sounds
Hmm.
very odd for a ballet when you think, well, for most people, I guess. Um, how did you guys as dancers feel about the production when you kind of learned that you'll be doing this, and kind of describe some of the challenges of performing this particular ballet?
So this production is very exciting. I think like everybody gets really excited when we have to do this. Doesn't matter what role you're playing because the music is so much fun, the choreography, it has so much style, like a little bit like a lot of it Spanish style, and um, yeah, so everybody has a lot of fun because there's a lot of funny moments that you get to portray, I guess. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, there's like moments and a lot of characters. So I think everybody really enjoys this. It has a lot of energy. This ballet has so much energy,
It
but
does.
it's very, very challenging as to play this role since it's my first time. It's very challenging because you are on stage a lot, and stamina wise, the first act is really hard. Doesn't matter how many times you do it, you still get tired while you're doing it. So that it's very hard, but it's at the same time so much fun, the first act. And then we go into the dream scene, which is a little more slow, but still has like that dream quality. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like you're floating like by that time of when you get to that time of the show, it just feels like really natural, even though it requires a lot of control. Um, and the wedding is it's I mean the hardest. I mean because you're really tired by that point, but it's at the same time is like the grandpa at the very end, so it's very challenging, but also when you get to that point you're so used to the stage and you're very warm, so it's nice.
Yeah, when I was watching you guys performance, I was thinking that you guys had to be in tremendous shape. Like you said, it seemed like you were constantly going, and even the degree of I guess some of the moves that you guys were doing seemed to be pretty high. um, was it a challenge for you guys to kind of, or for you in particular, to pick that up It will kind of describe that process of the learning of that material.
So learning it was very challenging. Like I said, first act especially was very challenging for me learning that part of the choreography. Um, and it was very hard on the body as well because even though you were in shape, it's because it's so tiring. You have to get used to you have to have a stamina while you're doing it. So when we first start learning it, it was very challenging, and the style of it as well, because you have to have the certain style of like the arms and the head and all of that, because this ballet has like this Spanish style to it. So you have to have that in conjunction with the choreography. So that was hard to get. I guess once you get it into your body, once you finally learn the choreography, then you can go through it and it gets more into your body, so you can start adding more your character to it. So at first we were more focusing on learning the choreography and getting the style more together, and then once that was into our bodies, we got the stamina and we got the characters going. So
So
yeah,
once you were able
it's
to
a
get
long
past,
process, but I really enjoyed doing it so much.
it looks like it. You guys are doing a great job from what I've seen, and like I said, the audience thoroughly enjoyed what they were watching. Um,
Thank you.
Kind of give me an idea of how familiar were you with this piece before you actually performed it? Is this something you kind of like knew about and that you were excited because it's not traditionally a ballet piece, is it?
So I was very familiar with this ballet. I've always been because it's well-known ballet, but I I've never learned this role in particular, so it was challenging to learn everything that Kitri does in the whole ballet. I knew the grand pas de deux at the end because that's very everybody dance this part separate from the ballet in galas or just special shows just with this the grand pas de deux. So I already that was like very into my head. I knew the steps, even though depending on the version you do, it will change the steps, but it it basically stays like the same shape. And so it was more challenging learning the beginning of it, the first act with all the acting, with all the characters and all the fast movements and the stamina, like I said. So that was what it was harder for me.
It seems kind of interesting because there are a lot of comedic moments in the
Mhm.
performances. So that I know as a ballerina, maybe that's something you guys not used to possibly, having to convey on stage. So is that part of kind of what makes it a little bit more interesting as well?
Yeah, it's very interesting to act on stage. Once you actually get it and you get to act with the other characters, it's really a lot of fun because you get to be the character, and it's I don't know, you just it's like you're living a different life.
Now I know you were also telling me earlier that you were going through a lot of pairs of shoes.
Yes, I was just sewing my point shoes right now for tomorrow.
Is that
Yeah,
a
for this ballet, I use like 3 pairs of point shoes for depending on which part of the show I am at. For the first act, I like a little bit softer shoes, and then for the dream scene, a little bit of both because you have to have the balance, but you also it can't be too hard, so you can roll through your feet easily. But then at the end, because you're very tired, you need a lot of support from your shoes. So I need uh, really new pair. So 3 pairs.
So besides needing a new pair of shoes after your performance, like how do you normally, I guess, give your body, allow your body to rest and recuperate? Like, what's your process for doing that? Or is there a process? So you
Mm,
gotta go right back
yeah,
to it.
definitely. I mean, for me, there's a process. I like to make sure I'm eating well and I'm eating everything that will make my body feel good. So a lot of protein and just very I really focus on like the food that's gonna make my body feel best. So maybe not necessarily what I feel like eating, but what I know it's gonna help me next day for my shows, and yeah,
So I guess
I really focus on that. And then also I really try to like sleep well and give my body the rest it needs, because it gets really tiring and I don't want to get injured also. So I need to make sure that besides eating everything that I need, lots of greens, protein, all the healthy things,
Mhm.
and getting a lot of sleep.
And is this something separately you do just for the performance time, or like a, I guess,
Well, I mean, you should do this every day, right? Because it's good for you and it makes you feel good. So eating well, it's a basically like what you should do. Besides, like this career, really, what you use, it's your body. You're using your body as your instrument. So you need to take care of your body, so you can make sure that you're doing your best
Mhm.
at all times, because you're getting ready for the show, and it's not just because now is the show, now I'm gonna do it like really good, because it's all a process to get to the show. So you have to make sure you do your best from the beginning all the way to the show, and keep doing it if you want to keep improving and keep going with your career.
Mhm. Now I understand as well that you're from Brazil, and as you mentioned earlier, kind of give me an idea of what it was like growing up in from an arts perspective in Brazil.
I'm not sure I understand your question, like how I grew up in Brazil, you mean, from how
Well,
different it is from
I guess
growing up here?
I guess I'm trying to get a sense of what the dance community was like in Brazil
Oh,
growing up.
well, I'm from a small city in Brazil. São Carlos is the name of the city. And so because it's a small city, everything, it's like really closed, I guess. So I would spend a lot of time on YouTube looking at ballet videos, just to, like, I've always wanted to do it. I didn't do it because I felt like I had to. I just really liked doing it. And I think that really helped me to see how much I needed to improve, and how much I needed to go somewhere where they had more knowledge, somewhere bigger, where they, had more to teach.
Mhm.
So I went like through a couple of schools in Brazil, and um, like in my city, and they taught me really well, like all the basics, and like I could have done it without like all that I've learned there.
Mhm.
But then it got to a point where I felt like I needed to learn more, so I moved to São Paulo, which is bigger, and I had a private teacher. His name is Jolly Salis, and he really helped me prepare me for competitions so I could get a scholarship to study abroad. So I did that, and fortunately, I got this scholarship. I got lots of scholarships, and I went to Orlando Ballet, and I was a trainee there. And they taught me so much there. And then I got a second company job there. And then I got into the company, and I was just like growing and growing. And that's like what I want, I guess, for my career, my life, just growing and learning
Right.
and
Now,
enjoying it, obviously.
now, was ballet something that you always wanted to do, or did you have some other aspirations and kind of fell into ballet?
I think I was pretty much set on this since I was born. Like, I remember my mom said that she said that I told her that that's what I wanted to do, and she put me into dance school, I mean ballet school, because I asked her. She did. My grandma, she put my mom and my two aunts to dance also, but none of them wanted to do it as a career. So I did, fortunately for my grandma. She's very happy that I'm a professional ballet dancer. But my mom, she said that I've always wanted this, and I know, like, I mean, I've I'm pretty sure like this is all I've wanted, like since I was 4 years old or even younger. I think this is what I knew I wanted to do. But also when I was with Orlando Ballet, I learned aerial silk, which at Cirque du Soleil over there, and I really fell in love with that as well. I I wouldn't say like I would switch what I do now for that because I really love what I do, but it's something that I also really enjoy doing and that I could probably do as well if I could. I mean, at the same time or maybe later once I'm older.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that seems.
like those two things are I'm really passionate about it. Like I would do anything for those things.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of demand for certain type productions. And is a ballet background a good thing to have for something like that?
Yes, that was really helpful. I think I've always been like really small, like I'm long, but I'm also skinny. And so when I learned this aerial silk at Cirque, I think nobody thought I could like climb the silk. And I don't think I thought I could. But then when I started, I just kind of discovered like this strength I had that I didn't know I had. And that really helped me in dance as well because I've always needed to be stronger in ballet as well. So this just like really helped me grow my strengths. And yeah, I mean, even learning that having ballet in the background is so much easier. I don't know, I feel like ballet just helps everything really. Like is the basic for like anything, any type of sport, or I mean not any type of sport, but dance, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard
It's
stories of.
like
No, go ahead.
uh for the aerial silk is it's you need a lot of flexibility and uh you have to point your feet, so like it really has a lot of like ballet into it in the air if you think about it. You have to have a lot of strength on the upper body, which is very different from ballet because in ballet you have to have more strength in your legs and more free upper body. But over there you have, I mean, when you're up in the air, you have to hold yourself uh, through your upper body. You use your legs as well, but mainly use your upper body. So I had to have a lot of upper body strength to do that.
Mhm.
But like I said, it really helped at myself when I was dancing as well. It gave me so much more strength and control over all the technique I had already.
Yeah, it sounds like it is very beneficial. I know a lot of sports athletes, they at one time were taking ballet to kind of help build certain muscles that they normally don't get a chance to develop properly. So
Yeah.
I can imagine that how helpful it would be for cirque style um, performances. But I guess that what that means is that the next time they need a ballerina to go up and be on the wires and you're going to volunteer first, right?
Yeah, of course.
That what
I
that
would, yeah, I would.
kickstart your other career?
Yes. I really like doing that as well. But I mean, you have to be careful though, because you're up in the air.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
You
sure
have to make sure you're strong enough when you actually go there.
you'd be just as graceful in the air as you are on the ground. So, but we appreciate you joining us. For those who want to see you perform, how can they do so? How can they purchase tickets?
You can call Atlanta Ballet or you can go on the website and they have all the details there. And I'm performing tomorrow at 8 p.m. at the
Tomorrow,
Copy Center.
there we go. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Cobb Energy Center. Go check out Jessica. She's gonna wow you with her moves and her. Maybe she even leap in the air and do a little acrobatics and stuff
Maybe
too.
so.
Probably not.
Not this one.
Not this time, right?
Not this time.
All right. Well, thank you again, Jessica, for joining us. I appreciate it. And we will
Thank
talk
you.
to you next time.
All right. See you soon.